Yes, it is true. TikTok is getting rid of the TikTok shop ads as we know them, which is unfortunate because I've seen a lot of success with TikTok shop ads and so have a lot of my clients, but we are slowly making the migration over to the new alternative, which I'm going to be going over in today's video. Now, if you aren't familiar, what I'm talking about is if you come to your campaigns and you go to create a new campaign, you come to the sales objective, you'll see here, if you choose the TikTok shop destination, which means you are sending them to your TikTok shop inside of TikTok, not to a website or anything like that. And you can see, are they slowly phasing this out? And depending on what account you're looking at, this will say different dates. This one says July 15th. I have another one that says September 1st. So depending on when you're looking at this, it says different dates when you will no longer be available to use them, which is funny as well because I have still been able to create TikTok shop ads, but they eventually will get rid of this. They told us that they're going to get rid of them and you're going to have to move over to the alternative, which is the GMV Max campaign. So right now it still allows you to click on this and then hit continue. Just make sure you cancel out the GMV Max campaign here and create your standard TikTok shop ads. But eventually you are going to have to move over to the GMV Max campaign. So I've had a lot of people ask me like, what are my thoughts on this or what are the pros and cons? I want to go through this chart just to kind of show you the difference between a TikTok shop as we know it and then what the GMV Max campaigns do. And then I'll also show you, of course, how to set up a GMV Max campaign here in a minute. Now, so as far as differences, one of the biggest differences is the targeting. With the traditional TikTok shop ads, you could select your audience segments, placements, and even bidding strategies. With GMV Max, you set the budget, the ROI, and the algorithm pretty much does all of the different targeting. Now, this is a pro and a con because to be honest, with TikTok shop ads, a lot of times with the best audiences that I was seeing working were the automatic placements anyways. And so it's kind of the direction that TikTok was moving and they have a lot of data on people. So it kind of works, but it's a bummer that you can no longer really test audiences and see what's working and put more dollars into those. The second thing is creative and asset management. Before you could manually choose creatives and put them in there. Now you can still manually choose the creative that you want to be in there, but it's also a little bit of automated, which is a good thing that you can basically give TikTok all of your creative and it will find all of your creative from like organic videos as well and affiliate content and put it all into one bucket and it optimizes across everything. So this is a pro / con of the new GMV Max campaigns, depending on how you look at them. The next one is the optimization objective. The TikTok shop was focused on ROI, while this one focuses on gross merchandise value. I'm not going to go into that as much, but you can see there's the difference there. You can read these. The transparency, this is one that I really just don't like with ad platforms that are going in this direction, where with the traditional one, you had higher transparency. You can analyze everything, look at the performance and things like that. Now it's all lower transparency. You can't see a lot of where placements are showing up and what's working out as well. Now, one of the pros is GMV Max campaigns are actually really easy to set up and really quick. So it'll take less time for you to actually manage your campaigns, which could be a pro for a lot of people, but you do have less control on those. And then as I mentioned, TikTok is basically forcing people into the GMV Max. So if you haven't already migrated over, I would recommend starting running an A/B test and start putting some dollars in towards GMV Max because eventually TikTok is going to completely shut off your TikTok shop ads completely. So if you wanted to run those, there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. The first way is to come in here into the campaigns and then the sales objective and then turn this on and then hit OK. And then it will continue to the GMV Max campaign. Another way that you could do it is just up here in the top right hand corner, you can select GMV Max. Now, of course, the prerequisite to run this, same as with TikTok shop ads, is you do need to have your TikTok shop connected to your TikTok ads account. But if you're watching this video, you probably already have that set up. If not, I have a full tutorial on how to do that down below. So we're going to continue to the GMV Max here, and it will take us to the view to actually set up these campaigns. So here we are inside of a new account, and you can see you'll have your account name up here. It's blurred out right now, but we want to select the GMV Max button right here, click GMV Max campaign ads. And then from here, there are a couple of different settings that you can kind of optimize. So the first thing you can do is either promote products or promote a live. For most people, you're going to want to do the promote products, and that's what we're going to be going over right now. And if you're wondering on the placements on these, when you promote these products, they're going to show up in the standard TikTok placements, either in the video feed, or you can also see them in the product card. When people are searching for specific things, you'll see them inside of there. Like say somebody's looking for a standing desk. If they type in standing desk, they'll show up in the product card down here as well. Now, the next option that you have here is the products. You can choose to promote all of the products inside of your TikTok shop, or you can choose to promote specific ones. I've been testing this a lot, so you can choose what you'd like to, but a lot of my clients like to run with their top performing products, like their 20% top performing products. We go through and we add them inside of there, or we'll create different product sets for specific categories. So you could do one or the other. Or if you just wanted to start off, you could leave this in all of your products. You can flip this off and you can see then you can add specific products in here and you can scroll through and pick the ones that you want to based on availability, category, anything along those lines. But for this example, we are going to promote across all shops. Now, it is important to note if you promote across all shops, you can only have one GMV Max campaign live at a time. So if you're running all products, you can only have that one going. So just keep that in mind when you turn that on. The next thing is the product ROI target. And I've had a lot of people ask me about what I should set this at. And if you have historical data inside of TikTok shops, I would recommend setting it based on that historical data. If you don't, I would recommend starting this off pretty low because I've noticed with a lot of newer accounts, they're setting it super high and TikTok just isn't spending that budget at all. So that's kind of a rule of thumb. I would set it a little bit higher than you, kind of the target that you want to. If you're not seeing impressions or clicks inside of your TikTok ads, then you need to go back and lower your target ROI a little bit. Or you could just start off with what they recommend. Most accounts is going to be a 2. So we're going to leave it there. And then the daily budget. So this is kind of crazy. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to spend $200. Or maybe they're like, hey, $200, I want to spend more. You can set this whatever you want. It needs to be $10 or more with the GMV max. So that is one nice thing, is it can be at least $10. With the other ones, it was a $10 minimum as well. And then here is the ad creative. So this is where you can actually select whatever creative you want to run. So you can see here right now, it is automatically optimizing your ad with the best performing videos to increase the number available. For most people, I'd probably start off with this and see what it does. If you wanted to look at other options, you could opt into any one of these. And you can see here, it also has enable affiliate posts to authorize TikTok posts created by affiliate users. So this is one of the pros and cons, is it will mix in a lot of the data for the affiliate posts as well, but you'll also be able to automatically pull those in whatever is performing well. If you don't want to run those, you can opt out of that. You can see, you can come over here to manage, and you can see right now, this is the auto selected videos. And inside of here, it will show all the authorized posts, the affiliate posts, and even customized posts. I know this is a new account, so it doesn't really have anything inside of here, but you'll see them listed out in there. Now, if you wanted to get more granular and you didn't want them to take all of these different images and kind of auto select the videos, basically, you can switch to manual here. And here's where you can authorize specific posts, or you can even exclude specific posts. And even in the auto select, you can click on these advanced settings and you can exclude specific videos. So if you said, hey, TikTok, you can use any videos except these 5 or these 10s inside of here, you could flip that on for this setting and you could select those specific exclusion filters right there. And another setting that is available is the accelerated testing for new videos. So if you have a new video, or when new videos pop off, if you want TikTok to really prioritize those, you can flip those on. I probably wouldn't recommend starting off with this setting on, because you can start with it on if you have creative that is currently not working. But if you have creative that's already working, you probably want to prioritize the creative that's working, and then TikTok can slowly optimize those things in there. That's another option for you with these GMV max campaigns. And then here you have the promotional days. This confuses a lot of people, but with promotional days, basically what it is, if there is a holiday sale or something going on where people are likely to purchase more, it will increase your bids basically by dropping your ROI. So you can see during these promotional days, it will decrease your ROI by 10% down to 1.8. And you can see the details of these promotions. So these are all the dates where that could happen. If you don't want it to do that, you could opt out of that. Based on their AI, they'll tell you, and every account it says this, that like it will increase your GMV max, but a lot of times you're not even gonna be profitable if you drop it too much. So whether that works for your store or not, you can kind of decide that. For most people, they are leaving it on, and I'm seeing success with leaving it on. But like I said, it does come at a cost, and a lot of times it will drop your ROI. So use that how you will. Next is the schedule here. You can set an end date for this or a start date if you'd like. And then it will ask for a campaign name. I like to name this GMV max and then all products, or if you're using a specific product, you put that in there. Auto creative as well, because I have the auto creative set up right here, but you can name this whatever you want. And then the last thing is to finally publish this. And once you have that published, you can see you'll be able to look at your campaigns inside of here. You'll be able to scroll over and see the different stats on this. So you can see this is active. You can see the status of it, the budget, and then you can see the target ROI, the current cost, and then the orders that are coming through and the current ROI. So if you wanted to add more columns here, you want to come in here to view details. If you wanted to see a little bit more details about this, but once again, it doesn't give you the most data compared to a TikTok shop ad. You can see inside of here, you can view the data views. You can compare those promotional days or edit some of the settings on this. And then you can change the graph to see what the data is for each one of these stats right here. One last thing that they did add that is new, which is helpful and does give me a little bit of hope on where GMV max will be maybe in the next 6 months or so, is there is now this thing for creatives right here. So if you click on creatives, you'll be able to see which creatives are actually driving value or driving sales and things like that. So if you scroll over, you see this is a newer account, but inside of here, you'll actually be able to see the videos, the affiliate, like whether it's an affiliate or an ad, and then you'll be able to see the gross revenue that is actually generated. Right now, these are all zeros, like I said, because this is a new account here, but it gives you a little bit of insight into what products or which videos are actually driving value. You can also sort this by creators here to get a better idea of which are top creators for promoting your product. So that is a little bit of a crash course on GMV max. I'm going to be creating more content on GMV max and talking more about what's working, what I'm seeing working, and how to increase the results with this. And as you can see, TikTok GMV max is newer. So I think TikTok is going to be coming out with lots of new updates on this pretty regularly, especially once TikTok shop ads are completely deprecated. So be sure to subscribe if you're interested in that kind of stuff, and we'll see you in the next video.